So finally I'll say a little bit about how to handle your prelims, but first questions paathidalam. So arrange the following islands of Japan from north to south. So what is the answer? கொஞ்சம் இன்டராக்டிவா இருக்கலாம். Okay, answer என்னன்னு எனக்கு தெரியல. Okay, but first Hokkaido, second Honshu, Shikoku, Kyushu. Okay, so the answer is option A, 2413. Okay, so why Japan? So there was this eruption, Mount Aso. Okay, October 2021 eruption irundhudu. So the volcanic eruption was in news. So map, it becomes the area becomes important for geography. Okay, so parunga appo. So Hokkaido's Honshu, Shikoku, Kyushu. Okay, Honshu is the largest island of the 4 islands, main islands. The capital Tokyo is on Honshu. Okay, Hiroshima is on Honshu. Fukushima disaster nadandadilla, that is on Honshu. Okay, so you see Japan, it is 4 major islands. It is surrounded by Sea of Japan on the west, Pacific Ocean on the east, Sea of Okhotsk in the north, and Philippine Sea southeast, East China Sea on the southwest. Okay, so this is Korea Strait, which separates Japan and Korea, and here you have La Perouse Strait. It separates Russia and Japan. Okay, so these are the Kuril Islands, Kuril, Kuril Islands. So this is a disputed territory between Japan and Russia. Okay, so this is how you do a map. So Mount Aso abdi eruption vandhudu news la vandhudu appadina, so you right away you locate where Mount Aso is on map, and then you know a little bit about that country. Okay, Kuril Islands, Kuril Islands, right? So உங்களுக்கு இதெல்லாம் discussion explanation sheetல இருக்கும். So we'll just அப்படியே உங்களுக்கு refresh பண்ணிட்டு we'll just go. Okay, so next, yeah, so Mount Aso is Japan's largest volcano located on Kyushu Island. Did I say the Honshu சொல்லிட்டேனா இல்ல? Okay, so Mount Aso is on Kyushu Island. Okay, okay, Mount Aso is on Kyushu Island, sorry. Tokyo is on Honshu Island, Hiroshima is on Honshu Island. Okay, Fukushima is on Honshu Island, so Nagasaki is on Kyushu. Okay, so we'll just go. Okay, so this is Mount Aso. So its crater circumference is 120 kilometers, one of the largest craters of any volcano in the world. Okay, okay, so this is just what we discussed, right? Okay, so the place Zaporizhia, it was in news recently. Yeah, and where is it located? Ukraine, and it's a nuclear facility. Okay, right? So Russia enna panchu, it overtook the nuclear facility and it stopped its supply of electricity to Ukraine. So that's why it was in news. It seized Zaporizhia nuclear power facility and halted Ukraine's supply of electricity. So this is the nuclear facility, and a little bit about Ukraine. Okay, இது மாதிரி தான் படிக்கணும். இந்த place newsல இருக்கு அப்படினா you just take it and you just go through it, right? So this is the Zaporizhia nuclear power plant. It is in the southeast of Ukraine, right? So this is the Crimean Peninsula. இதுக்கு தான் வந்துட்டு Russia is fighting with Ukraine. Yes, so why is it a peninsula? West, east, south la it is covered by water, north la it is connected to Ukraine. So Ukraine is surrounded on the east by Russia, north by Belarus, northwest by Poland. So these two countries, Hungary and Slovakia. Okay, this is Moldova and Romania. So just know, ரொம்ப தெரிஞ்சுக்க வேணாம், இந்த country இல்லைன்னு சொல்ல தெரியணும், நமக்கு அந்த அளவுக்கு தெரியணும். Okay, and on the south by Black Sea. Okay, so this is also Chernobyl. இது ஒரு முக்கியமான reason, it's an important place. Again 1986 la or nuclear disaster took place in Chernobyl when Russia was USSR. Okay, so the capital of Ukraine is Kiev. Okay, and this river Dnieper, okay, it flows through Ukraine and it empties into the Black Sea. Okay, so idella oru thadava padicha nyabam irukadu, you will just keep coming across it again and again and then you will remember it. Okay, so Ukraine is surrounded by Slovakia, Hungary, Poland on the northwest, Belarus, Russia, Black Sea, Moldova, Romania. So if they say Ukraine is bordered by Georgia abdina, you should be able to say it's wrong. Okay, by Turkey abdina, definitely wrong, right? Because Black Sea and Turkey share a border and Ukraine is separated from Turkey by Black Sea. Okay. Okay, so Black Sea countries. So just know these about Black Sea. Countries could, okay, so it's surrounded on south by Turkey, right? So the Dnieper River and Danube, they empty into Black Sea. Okay, these are all important rivers of Europe. Okay, so this is Sea of Azov, this is Sea of Marmara. Okay, so here you have the Kerch Strait, Kerch, Kerch Strait. This is the Kerch Strait. So what's a strait? A strait is a small strip of water that connects two big bodies of water. Okay, so this is the Kerch Strait, this is the Bosphorus Strait, this is the Dardanelles Strait. So enna பண்ணுவாங்க, sometimes they will ask you மூணு strait கொடுத்துட்டு arrange it from north to south அப்படின்னுவாங்க. Okay, so these are all things that we must expect, right? So it's Black Sea is bordered by Turkey on the south and Russia, Georgia, Ukraine, Romania, Bulgaria. Okay, right? So you keep going through it again and again. So at some point உங்களுக்கு அது மனப்பாடம் ஆயிடும். Okay, right? So which of the following water bodies shares a boundary with Syria? Mediterranean Sea. Okay, so newsல you often have Syriaல இருந்து refugees என்ன பண்றாங்க, கிரீஸ்க்கு போறாங்க. எப்படி they have their own small boats and they go to Greece. So அப்போ Greece is bounded by which water body? Mediterranean Sea. அப்போ definitely Syria also should share a border with Mediterranean Sea. Okay, so you see, so this was a previous year UPSC question. Okay, not exactly, but in the area la ketirukanga Syria and Mediterranean Sea. So Syria and Mediterranean Sea, it shares a boundary with Mediterranean Sea and it also shares borders with Turkey in the north, Iraq in the east, Jordan, this is Lebanon, and Israel. Okay, so Middle East கொஞ்சம் தெரிஞ்சுக்கணும் நீங்க. Okay, அது எத்தனை தடவை படிச்சாலும் கன்ஃபியூசிங்கா இருக்கும், but you should definitely know. At least அதான் இந்த கண்ட்ரியும் does not share a boundary அப்படின்னு சொல்ல தெரியற அளவுக்கு you should know. Right, so Syria shares its boundary with Mediterranean Sea, does not open out to Red Sea or Black Sea or any others, Caspian Sea. Okay, so correctly matched pairs: Tadoba Andhari Tiger Reserve, Maharashtra; Karikili Bird Sanctuary, Kerala; Dibru-Saikova, Arunachal Pradesh; Pangong Tso, Ladakh. So correct answer சொல்லுங்கப்பா. Right, so the answer is 1 and 4. Okay, so Karikili, where is Karikili Bird Sanctuary? இங்கதான் ஒரு 60 kilometers, தமிழ்நாடு செங்கல்பட்டு. Okay, Dibru-Saikova, Assam. Okay, so எனக்கும் இது கன்ஃபியூஸ் ஆகும், Dibru-Saikova, Arunachala, Assam and so which is why I had to do it. Okay, so why was Tadoba Andhari Tiger Reserve in news? ஏன்னா வந்துட்டு so அந்த tiger reserveல Human அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு there is a river it seems. So they are building a dam across this river which threatens to submerge the buffer region of Tadoba Andhari Tiger Reserve. So if that region is submerged and the wildlife corridor connecting this Tadoba Andhari Tiger Reserve with other wildlife sanctuaries will be submerged. So you can understand, right? So ஒரு wildlife, ஒரு tiger reserve இருக்கு, இன்னொரு wildlife sanctuary இருக்கு. So this is the wildlife corridor that connects this one with this. So this is submerged அப்படின்னா they will be cut off. But you know, tigers are territorial and they need vast stretch of land to roam. Okay, so appo what will happen? Adu vandittu it will come into human habitations, human animal conflict. Okay, so that's why Tadabandari Tiger Reserve was in news. So Karikili Bird Sanctuary, we know Ramsar site declare pananga, that's why it was in news. Dibru-Saikhowa National Park, Assam, and Pangong So, Ladakh. So Pangong So was in news because India-China tensions, Pangong So, right? So you see, here is Tadabandari, right? So you will have Chhattisgarhla Indravati Tiger Reserve, okay, Tiger Reserve National Park, and here you have Pench National Park. So these are all contiguous lands. Contiguous na cut off agadu, onuthulan thanithaniya irukadu. They'll be connected to each other. So this gives a vast area for tigers to roam. Adu romba romba mukkiyam, right? So when the corridor is cut off, again human animal conflict. So Karikili Bird Sanctuary. In addition to that, Vedanangal Bird Sanctuary and Pallikarnai. இதெல்லாம் இப்போ ராம்சார் சைட்டா அறிவிச்சிருக்காங்க. Okay. Okay. So Assamla, you have Dibru-Saikhowa. So Dibru-Saikhowa is bounded in the north by Lohit and Brahmaputra rivers. South la Dibru River. Okay. So Assam la matume we have how many national parks? 7 national parks. Okay, so just know the order because they will just give you some national parks and ask them to be arranged from west to east. Okay. So Raimona. So Raimona is like the 6th one. Most recent is the Dihing Patkai. Okay. So Raimona is the westernmost and Dihing Patkai is the easternmost national parks. Okay. So Raimona, Manas, Orang, Nameri, Kaziranga, Dibru-Saikhowa, Dihing Patkai. Okay, 7 national parks in Assam. So yes, Pangong So is here. So the line of actual control actually falls on Pangong So Lake. So 40 kilometers of Pangong So comes under Indian control. 95 kilometers of Pangong So goes to China, Chinese control. Okay, so which is why it is often it's a site of tension between India and China. Okay. Okay, next question. Godavari River. It has its source at Trimbakeshwar of Madhya Pradesh. Manjira is a right bank tributary of Godavari. The Kumbh Mela gathering happens on its banks. Sri Sailam reservoir is built on Godavari and it is a hydroelectric station. Answer? Okay, so first statement I can eliminate. Trimbakeshwar vandittu Maharashtra. It's not Madhya Pradesh. So na first statement eliminate panniten appadina C or A, right? But third statement becomes automatically correct. Kumbh Mela gathering happens on its bank. Enakku sariyo thappo theriyadu, but it says it's right. Okay. So Sri Sailam reservoir is built on Godavari and it is a hydroelectric station. Okay, I know Manjira is a tributary of Godavari. Is it a right bank or left bank tributary? So it is a right bank tributary. Okay, so 2 and 3 is correct. Sri Sailam reservoir is built on river Krishna, Andhra Pradesh. Okay. The answer is 2 and 3 only. So you can see here. So the Manjira is a right bank tributary. Right side la poi Godavari join panadhu. So how is it a right bank or a left bank? So the river flows this way. Okay. Appo river ku idhu dhaan right, idhu dhaan left. So andha madri they say it's right and left bank. Okay. So Manjira, Manyar, one more irukkum. Okay, so these two are right bank tributaries. Pravara. Okay, right bank tributaries. Purna, Penganga, Varda, Vainganga, Indravati, Sabari, these are the left bank tributaries. So you can see Trimbakeshwar Hills. This is near Nagpur. Okay, so on the Kumbh Mela it happens on the banks of Godavari at Nagpur. I'm sorry, wait, is it Nagpur or Nashik? Nashik, yes, it happens at Nashik. Okay, so the other regions of Kumbh Mela are Shipra River in Ujjain, Ganges in Haridwar. So Allahabad, the confluence of Ganges, Yamuna and mythical Saraswati in Allahabad. Right? So Srisailam Reservoir is on River Krishna, the second largest capacity working hydroelectric station in India, Andhra Pradesh. Next question, system of rice intensification. So it requires copious amounts of fertilizer and water for irrigation to give an increased yield. This method is effective because of the absence of weeds when cultivating rice. Which of the statements is correct? Any idea? Okay, neither. Okay, D, neither one nor two. Because it does not require copious amounts of fertilizer or water. The point of this technique is to reduce the use of water. Okay, adanala first statement is incorrect. Yes, of course, the point is to give an increased yield, but by using optimum quantities of water, of fertilizer, using good quality seeds. Okay, not copious. Copious na naraya. Okay, this method is effective because of the absence of weeds when cultivating rice. No, there will be weeds when in this method also when you cultivate rice. Okay, but it can be removed using a mechanical weeder. Okay, so when you use this weeder to remove the weeds, what happens is the soil is again loosened, so it is again air circulation is improved. Okay, so it's again good. So system of rice intensification is not a particular method. Okay, it's a method of experimentation da, using optimum methods of water, seed, fertilizer, etc. to increase the optimum yield. Okay, so they say that rice is a water intense crop. Okay, but actually or alternate wetting and drying method is what is this technique. So even by you can measure the amount of water and you can increase the yield of the crop. Okay, so yeah, this is the other question, system of rice intensification. Alternate wetting and drying of rice fields is practiced. It results in reduced fertilizer consumption, reduced water consumption, increased yield of paddy. So all three are correct. Okay, so reduced fertilizer consumption is true. Okay, organic manure employ pannuvanga, so that does not mean you don't use chemical fertilizers. Okay, they will minimize the use of chemical fertilizers. Okay, reduced water consumption, yes, and increased yield of paddy. So because நம்ம போடுற inputs level கம்மி பண்ணிட்டு output வந்துட்டு நம்ம double பண்றதுனால this is very economical. இது வந்துட்டு it increases the profit for farmers in the method அப்படினு சொல்றாங்க. So they say rice is a water intense crop, but increased amount of waterlogging in rice field will actually will not help the plant. So adanala this technique is good. Right. So Lithium Triangle. So what is the answer? Which of the countries are part of the Lithium Triangle? So actually it must be easy, because only 3 countries are nearby where you can form a triangle. Okay, so option லாம் கொடுத்து பிரிண்ட்டுக்குலாம் போனதுக்கு அப்புறம் தான் யோசிச்சேன். So A, B, C, Argentina, Bolivia, Chile. So they form the lithium triangle. Actually Australia has very நிறைய lithium reserves இருக்கு ஆஸ்திரேலியா கிட்ட. Okay, so where அப்படினு பார்த்தா, so near on the borders of Atacama, in the arid regions la vanditu you have lot of salt pans of lithium. Okay, so salt pan appadina it's a vast dry land. Okay, where you have vast amounts of lithium deposited. So this is an arid region, and there is a huge lithium deposit here. Around 54% of world's lithium deposit is found here. And why is it becoming important? Because of the requirement of lithium for rechargeable batteries. Okay. So it is called the new white gold, lithium. The next question. So following statements regarding earthquakes. The surface waves generated during an earthquake are more destructive than the body waves. The greatest damage in an earthquake is caused in the areas near to the epicenter. Answer? Both 1 and 2. Okay. So I think this is easy. This was a very basic question. So body waves and surface waves. There are two types of earthquake waves, body waves and surface waves. So body waves are generated within the earth, and surface wave, when body waves come to the surface of the earth and they interact with the particles on the surface of the earth, surface waves are generated. So body waves travel inside the earth's material. Surface waves travel on the surface of the earth, which is why they cause maximum damage. Okay, and body waves are of two types, P waves and S waves. Okay. So you see, this is the focus, and focus ku directa மேல இருக்கிற surfaceல இருக்கிறது தான் epicenter. Okay, so the shaking is the most at the epicenter, in and around the epicenter. So it's said to be the destruction is most near the epicenter. Okay. Okay, so this one. So these places are constantly in news. Okay. So Strait of Gibraltar, Atlantic Ocean. So a strait is a narrow strip of water body that connects two big water bodies. Okay. So Strait of Gibraltar connects Atlantic Ocean and Mediterranean Sea. Bab-el-Mandeb connects Red Sea and Gulf of Aden. Strait of Malacca connects Andaman Sea and South China Sea. Correct answer is Delhi. All are correct. Okay. So map lay paakalam. So you see Strait of Gibraltar. Yeah, this is Africa, this is Europe. So this thin strip of water body is Strait of Gibraltar. It connects Atlantic Ocean with Mediterranean Sea. Okay. So Bab-el-Mandeb connects. So this is the Bab-el-Mandeb, this region. So this connect Red Sea with Gulf of Aden and Strait of Malacca. So it connects Andaman Sea with South China Sea, right? This part, this is the Strait of Malacca. Okay, these are all important choke points. So in the regions, if somebody blocks or if someone takes over, so world trade அப்படியே நின்னுடும். Okay, why? Because so this connects rest of the world to China. Okay, this connects the Gulf countries or this connects Europe with the Gulf countries. Okay, so oil oda trade, முக்கியமான oil trade happens through this particular channel. So when you choke this region, oil trade will, or any other trade, because it connects with countries in Gulf where there is oil production, petroleum production. So when oil supply control ஆது அப்படினா oil prices will increase, economy வந்துட்டு அப்போ it will be out of control. Similarly, Strait of Gibraltar, it connects the rest of Europe, England with here, with the Middle East. Mediterranean Sea layer in the pakam, you get it? Mediterranean Sea layer through Suez Canal, through Red Sea, through Bab-el-Mandeb comes to here. Okay. So important choke points these are. Okay. So this crop requires warm, humid, tropical climate with at least 100 days of rainfall a year. Lateritic soil rich in iron content is best for the growth of this crop. Major production of this cash crop is confined to the tropical regions of the world and southern states of India. In the crop பத்தி பேசிட்டு இருக்கோம். Sorry? சொல்லலாம், I will not do anything even if it's wrong. So rubber. Okay. So எப்படி eliminate பண்ணலாம்? With at least 100 days of rainfall a year. இந்த crop க்கு தேவை அப்படின்னா definitely cotton has to go. Okay, cotton needs sunny days, frost free days. Cotton needs days like that. Okay, and so tropical regions of the world, southern states of India அப்படின்னா definitely tea eliminate பண்ணிடலாம். Okay, again with that same clue jute eliminate பண்ணிடலாம் because jute is Bengal is the largest producer of jute, right? So the answer is rubber. Okay, paper கொஞ்சம் ஈஸியா தான் இருக்கு போல இருக்கு. Right, so you see here Kerala, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu are the largest producers of rubber in India. Okay, it's confined to the, why? Because the tropical region, humid conditions வந்துட்டு tropical region ல தான் நம்மளால கொடுக்க முடியும். Because of that, these states are the largest producers, and you see these are the rubber producing regions of the world. So the first three producers, Thailand, Indonesia, Malaysia are the top three producers of rubber in the world. So see, you see how it's confined to the tropical. So this is the Tropic of Cancer, this is the Tropic of Capricorn. So this is the tropical region of the world where there is humidity, 100 days of rainfall, at least 100 days of rainfall a year. And when that much rainfall is there, automatically the soil will be lateritic. Okay, right? So that's rubber. Next, ocean currents. So cold currents are usually found on the west coast of the continents in the low and middle latitudes. Temperature and salinity differences create density differences in ocean water, thereby helping in the formation of ocean currents. Answer? Both are correct. Okay. So cold currents are usually found on the west coast of the continents in the low and middle latitudes. So you can see that here. So West Australia ku west la West Australian current, which is a cold current. Africa ku west la Benguela current, cold current. South America ku west la Peru. Okay, these are all cold currents. Similarly, Californian current and Canary current. Okay, so you can narrow this because of the location of deserts. நமக்கு currents பத்தி தெரியல அப்படினாலும் desert ஓட location தெரியும், right? So this is the, here you have the Namib desert, here you have the Mojave desert, here there is the Sahara. Okay, here there is Atacama, the Great Sandy Desert in Australia. So these deserts are located on the western coast of the continent. So automatically they should be coupled with a cold current which produces that kind of drying effect which leads to the formation of deserts. So definitely on the statement, even if we don't know the fact directly, we could have arrived at the answer அப்படினு சொல்றேன். Okay, so you can see that here. கொஞ்சம் blur ஆயிடுச்சு. So West Australian current, Great Sandy Desert, both the Kalahari and Namib Desert for the Benguela current, Peru current ku Atacama Desert, and Sahara for the Canaries, Mojave for the Californian current. Okay. Okay. So density, temperature and salinity differences create density differences. So hot water is less dense. Okay, because so when it is hot, it expands, so it becomes light. So what happens? That is why warm currents, they travel from equator to the polar regions, and cold water is dense. Okay, so because it's denser, it sinks. உள்ளார போயிட்டு it travels from the poles to the equator. So this kind of circulation, a clockwise circulation, you find in the northern hemisphere. Okay, also salt water is heavier, more dense than water that is not salty, than fresh water. Okay, so because of the temperature and salinity differences, there is density difference which causes the circulation of water, which causes the ocean currents. Okay. Okay, so layers of the atmosphere. Troposphere layer is evenly distributed throughout the Earth's surface. Temperature decreases with height in the troposphere, while temperature increases with height in the stratosphere. Which of the statements is correct? Answer? 2 only. Okay, so troposphere is not evenly distributed on the Earth's surface. So why? Because there is a lot of the equator is extremely hot. Because of that, it heats up the atmosphere at this particular region. Adanal enagu, there is upward movement of air. So comparatively at poles it's colder. So this kind of uplift of air mass and circulation at the poles வந்துட்டு இவ்ளோ ஹைட்டுக்கு uplift ஆகாது. Okay, so because of that, at equator it is thicker, and at poles the troposphere is thinner. It is not evenly distributed. Right? Also, there is a at the troposphere there is a fall of temperature as the height increases. Right? As one goes upwards at the rate of 6.5 degree per kilometer, there is a fall in temperature. This is called the positive lapse rate. So height increase aga, what happens is there is a fall in temperature because the earth is heated up, right? Incoming solar radiation nala earth வந்துட்டு சூடாயிடும். So earth க்கு closest இருக்கிற air mass வந்துட்டு சீக்கிரம் ஈஸியா ஹீட் ஆயிடும். So அதனால this air mass will be hotter compared to when you go higher and higher. So that will be colder. Because of that, there is a lapse rate. So for per kilometer 6.5 degrees Celsius fall irukku. So this is the condition in the stratosphere, in the troposphere. So then you have the tropopause, which is the transitional layer, and after that you have the stratosphere, the next layer. So in the stratosphere, as height increases, as altitude increases, there is an increase in temperature. Okay, appade inverse condition. So this is due to the presence of ozone. This ozone absorbs incoming UV radiation, and because of that, that layer will be hotter அப்படினு சொல்றாங்க. But troposphere தான் வந்துட்டு all climatic phenomena happens, right? So cyclones, etc., etc. So that troposphere is a very turbulent layer. Turbulent na there it will not be calm. Stratosphere is comparatively calmer. Adanala it is ideal for the flying of aeroplanes. So aeroplanes fly in the stratosphere. So question 31, which of the following minerals are required for the extraction of iron from iron ore? Limestone, coke, sulfur. So it's A, 1 and 2. Only limestone and coke is needed. Okay, sulfur is actually the impurity. Sulfur remove பண்றதுக்கு தான் limestone and coke தேவைப்படும். So you need to heat the iron ore at extremely high temperatures. So for that, the fuel is coke. It's provided by coke. Okay. Limestone is the flux material. So it reacts with sulfur, and it ஒரு slag and the sulfur slag na like something very semi solid. Okay, so it removes the sulfur as slag. So that is the work of limestone. So limestone acts as a flux to lower the melting point. It melts and reacts with sulfur, which is an impurity, to form slag, all solid and liquid impurities. Seru madri. Okay, so that is slag. Coke is the fuel and the reducing agent. Okay, so இதெல்லாம் உங்களுக்கு discussion, and the explanation paperல இருக்கும். So next question. Retting is the process associated with which of the following industries? Answer? Jute industry. Okay. So retting அப்படினா என்னன்னா jute cropல இருந்து jute fiber பிரிச்சு எடுக்கிற process தான் retting. Okay. So it needs copious amount of water, not just stagnant water, running water வேணும். ஓடுற தண்ணியில இந்த மாதிரி ஃபைபர்ஸை நனைச்சு பிரிப்பாங்க. So that is retting. So you see finally the fiber is like that. ஒரு jute fiberல இருந்து the more and more microfibers. அதனால தான் jute crop will be grown only in regions where there is large amount of water available. That is running water adu. So Bengal you have Ganga, right? Hooghly River, which is why Bengal is known for jute production. Okay, so next question. Arrange the following happenings in the chronological order starting from the beginning of a year. Okay, so answer எனக்கு தெரியாது. Let's just go. Okay, so winter தான் கடைசில இருக்கணும். So that we can be sure, right? So it's either A or B. So we don't know if summer or spring comes first. So அந்த பிரச்சனை இருக்கு. Okay, but I know that summer solstice comes in June. Okay, and I know that spring cannot be later than June in a year. Okay, so it's 2, 1, 4 கடைசில வந்துருது, அப்போ 3. So this must be the answer. Okay, this is how you தெரிஞ்ச facts வச்சுக்கிட்டு you can arrive at the answer. So what is the equinox and the solstice? Equinox is when there is equal hours of day and night. Solstice, summer solstice is when the longest day, right? So around 14 hours is the longest day. Winter solstice is longest night in the northern hemisphere. Okay, so during solstices, during equinox, the axis will not be towards or away from the sun. Okay, so that's it. So I hope you guys did well. So in the score vechittu romba feel panna vendam, so you can improve as you go, but make sure you appear for every test regardless of whether you have studied or not, because test batch is not just for evaluating where you stand, it is also for learning. Okay, so நம்ம syllabusல cover பண்ணாத சில topics வந்துட்டு test batchல teach பண்றதன் மூலமா you can learn. Okay, so all the best, we can meet in the next class.